What's up, guys? Welcome back. Really? You're gonna do the clone thing 2 videos in a row? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was fun. You're not gonna make this like a thing, are you? I don't know. I just don't make this a thing. How we doing today, guys? So today's video is about how I got the German Freelance Visa, just kind of my steps that I took, my personal experience with it, and then my advice for anyone that might want to live in Germany as a freelancer. So just to give you a little background on like who I am, what I'm doing, why I'm... Hold on. That's better. My name's Caleb Harris, and I work under the umbrella that would be called Digital Marketing Services. I really have a love for making videos, but as well, I do WordPress web design as well as social media management, just kind of anything that can help better online presences for specifically small businesses. I graduated from college in 2015 and immediately moved to Chile. In 2016, I started freelance video work. I ended up meeting a German girl down there. So while she was traveling through other parts of South America, I also did some freelance work in the US Virgin Islands and Alaska, and then I moved to Germany in December of 2017. Today I just want to share my personal experience with it. I know when I was looking for information, when I was going through the beginning stages of this, and a lot of online blogs and things like that kind of don't have consistent information, and some of them even kind of try to direct you into selling things to you, which that was the one that frustrated me the most. But before we get started, I honestly hate sitting down for videos, so I'm gonna go ahead and get up and actually, much better. Okay, where was I? So, as an American, it's actually pretty cool because you can come to Germany before applying for this visa. You can apply for it ahead of time, but if you just come here on a tourist visa or the Schengen, you know, it's kind of embarrassing. I still don't know how to pronounce that. You can still come here on a tourist visa and then figure out how to get the freelance visa while you're there. So you have those 90 days to just kind of act like a tourist, but you still need to be getting things together during that time. Now, what I found online in a lot of different places like Berlin specifically is that you need to plan a meeting. And for some reason, no experience like this personally, but apparently, you know, these meetings have to be planned way out. I'd never had to plan a meeting. I went in about 5 or 6 different times, and every single time they said just come in. But I was also going out of Zwickau, which is not a very well-known place. It's in Eastern Germany. It's about 100,000 people, but basically, depending on where you're going in Germany, you just go out of that Ausländeramt or Ausländerbehörde of that specific region of that city, and that's how you're going to be dealing with that one immigration officer the entire time. So you can't like switch in between. That's kind of a complication. So anyways, you're getting towards the end of that tourist visa, and you're getting ready to go into the office. The things that you needed to have done before you ever go into the Ausländeramt or Ausländerbehörde, I still don't know the difference between the two. Anyways, they're the same thing to me. Before you go into that meeting, you need to have an Anmeldung. That's the very first thing. You have to register an address in Germany. I registered my girlfriend's parents' house. That was just kind of easy for me. But you also need to have a rental contract by the time that you're actually applying for it. But the first time that you go in, you need to have your Anmeldung. You need to go in and register that at Rathaus. I still can't pronounce the R's. I still have difficulties with that one. You need to go into it's like the town hall or the Rathaus. But you have to go into the town hall basically and just register. And it's not a very painful process. For me, it wasn't anyways. I registered in a little town called Reinsdorf. It was just a one-person office. I walked in on a random Tuesday in the morning, and they helped me out there. So I will say, the better that your German is, the less painful this process will be. But don't worry if your German's not good. Mine is terrible, and it, I've been working on it, but I would advise to have a German friend come with. You're gonna wanna know what they're saying. You're gonna wanna know what they need. The second thing you need to do is set up a bank account. And I specifically went with N26. It has to be a German bank account, but this is a relatively new one, but it's a mobile banking. I personally love it. The main reason that I chose it is that it caters to English speakers, and you don't actually have to go into the bank to set it up. You can set it up online. They end up having this kind of like video chat with you on your phone live, and you have to show them your passport and things like that to get it set up. But I got it set up in less than an hour. It was painless, it was easy, and I've been super happy with it. Another thing that you will need for this before you ever go in is a college diploma, something of an equivalent weight of a German university diploma. Other than that, you will need to have what they call sufficient funds, and this one threw me off for a little while, because what does sufficient funds really mean? And you can't really find that anywhere online. I've even asked point blank to my immigration officer, like, how much exactly is sufficient, and basically they judge it themselves. So what I've been able to deduct myself is if you get a different visa, which is like a student visa for 1 year, they need about 8,500 euro for 1 year. That's what they kind of justify of how much you need to survive for 1 year without becoming a bum on the streets. They're basically just wanting to know, are you going to be able to support yourself during the process of actually getting this thing approved? So you're not allowed to technically work before you have the freelance visa, but basically they need to know, like, can you hold yourself over? And that's kind of the ratio that I would use, is the 8,500 euro for 1 year. Again, this is just my kind of deduction from what I've read and what I've seen and what I've experienced, but this is not an official rule by any means. Another thing that you need before you go in is health insurance, and we're going to talk more about that a little bit later. Health insurance can be a little complicated for freelancers, especially if they've never lived in Germany before. All right, so the very first time that I went into the Ausländeramt and met with the immigration officer for the first time, the document that I got from her listed a few things that I needed to have. It also mentioned on there that they can ask for more documents later, and that this isn't necessarily, everything that you will need for your visa. So I'm taking that specific document along with other different things that I found online that I would need, and just kind of giving all of those to you right now. The number one is a processing fee. It's 110 euros to apply for this visa. The next one that is said on there was proof of income. So that's your bank statements, that's fee billings, order confirmations. So that's like literal translations of them. But basically, you need to have all of your bank accounts. They need to be in German. That was a complication for me, because I had to get an official translator for it, and that's about 50 euros a page. So if you have 4 different bank statements from 4 different accounts, it can add up. Now this next one is probably the most difficult one, but it's really, really, really important. You need to have future contracts. You've got that 90 days as a tourist to kind of come in and figure out how you can find your first clients. Now they say online to do 2 to 3. I had 4. I had 2 American clients, I had a German client, and I had a client from Malta. German ones help the most specifically, but anything in the EU also works, which is really, really cool about this visa. There's like a lot of thunder going on all around me, so hopefully we can make it through this today. Next thing you need is an official rent contract. Everything in Germany has a contract that goes with it, so any kind of rent situation you'll get in, you're going to end up having a lease agreement. Next thing you'll need is a tax identification number, or a Steuernummer, from a Finanzamt. And this is a really, really painless process. You just basically go into the Finanzamt and you just ask them for your Steuernummer. And if you've already had the Anmeldung, then you'll be in the system. You'll already be registered, and it was given to me within 5 to 10 minutes. It was nice and easy. Getting biometric photos, also really easy. Just find any kind of Photoshop. I think it was like 10 euros for getting my picture taken, and then you have all the little biometric photos. That's something you have to bring in when you turn in all your stuff. This one's pretty obvious. You need to have a valid passport with you. I don't even know if we have to address that one. Another kind of like duh one is you need to complete the application form. So, just make sure you fill out the application. Now, they said on that original document that they give you that they can also ask for future documents. So when my application came back the first time, she wanted to have all of my bank statements translated specifically in German. I had made a cover letter basically saying who I am, what I do, why do I want to be in Germany specifically, and how can I better the German economy by being here. But I also wrote that in English. I mean, looking back at it now, I was kind of stupid, but basically find a really good friend, take them out to dinner, do something nice for them, and then ask them if they would translate a cover letter for you, because that's really going to help you out. And then the most complicated part of this entire process, like I said earlier, it is thundering like crazy out here. Is that a verb, thundering? I think the best move might be to just go back to my desk for the rest of this one. I hate doing videos at my desk, but prefer that over getting struck by lightning.
Just 1 second, I'm almost there. Okay, so health insurance. Health insurance was the biggest problem that I ended up facing. I went with Movista. Now, since 2016, they passed quite a few different laws, especially with all of the million immigrants that came over. There's a lot of different kind of things that changed. Movista has a plan. It's only 59 euros a month for expatriate freelance workers in Germany. Very specific, and that's why initially I was like, okay, that's perfect. Because you're not allowed to be in the public system as a freelancer unless you have already been enrolled in the public insurance system before. So if you've got a job in Germany beforehand, got enrolled in the public insurance, then you're fine. If you have lived in Germany for 2 years, you also have the potential to join the public insurance system. But once you've gone private insurance, you can't go back, and private insurance is extremely, extremely expensive if it's not something like Movista or Concept Care. There's a few of those that were really good substitutes for that, but the government stopped accepting a lot of those. So I went ahead, I knew it ahead of time, it might be a problem, but you know, we're talking the difference of like 59 euros a month and like 380 euros a month. Now, when that second email came back talking about what more I needed, it said that my Movista insurance would not be accepted. Now, I had talked specifically with Movista beforehand saying I was applying for this specific visa. Would this insurance be sufficient for it? And they told me yes. So I started looking into what it would be to get private insurance because I can't get public. Now, there was only one company that would actually insure me, and unfortunately another qualification that you need for insurance, a specific deductible, and that plan was going to cost me 480 euros a month. So we're talking a difference between 59 euros a month and 480. What I ended up doing is I got on the phone with Movista and I asked them to specifically talk with my immigration officer. So I had them actually call her on the phone and talk with her personally. And at the end of that conversation, she said she would look over it again and see if there's anything that she could do. And about a week later, she let me know that she did go ahead and accept the Movista insurance, but I'm not saying that will happen for everyone. I believe that I got an exception with that. Make sure that you learn everything you possibly can about insurance when going into this entire process. Now, while they're processing each step of this, it takes some time. And the way that you stay in the country legally is they give you what's actually translated as a fake visa. It looks like this. It's like a fiction visa thing. Best of luck to you. Definitely reach out if you have any questions about it that I might be able to help you out with. And the really cool thing is once it's all done, you really have the freedom to work anywhere in the EU. If you're in digital marketing services as well, there's so many different things that you can do remotely. So right now, you know, I just got back from a project in Italy. I'm managing social medias for a company in Malta. German hotel, United States companies that I'm working remotely for. Like you can do all of the different things and you have the freedom to move around Europe. The visa is for 1 year. At the end of that year, you can turn in your income and your expenses, and then they can extend it for another 3 years. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope that it might help you out when you're going through this process yourself. Feel free to comment here on YouTube or reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook or my website, whatever. Instagram is @akpolarcub. Facebook is Polar Cub Media. But then if you've gotten this far in the video, I will be posting weekly from July to December of 2018. I'm gonna go ahead and put a video submission that I put into Travis Burke's Ultimate Storyteller competition here, somewhere around this area. I'll put in whatever YouTube recommends you to look at. I'm always curious about this. Like, why do you think YouTube wants you to see this one specifically? I don't know. And then I would really love it if you did. There should be a face popping up. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Now, if you subscribe, that would be awesome, and I'd really, really love it. All right, guys, take care, and best of luck with your freelance visa.